Okay, on this question, they're saying the angle of elevation to the top of a building in New York is found to be 4 degrees from the ground at a distance of 1.7 miles from the base of the building. Use this info to find the height of the building. Okay, it sounds a little bit tricky. So let's draw it. So we'll draw some ground here and a building here. And we're gonna be like right here, like that to the top of the building. This is a 4-degree angle. This is the building right here. Some kind of, I guess I didn't finish that building. Finish it. There we go. All right, so there's our building. And so it's saying, and then this is 1.7 miles on the ground down here. From there to there, 1.7 miles. Sorry, that's kind of sloppy. Don't like it to be so sloppy. Okay, so that's the information they said. The angle of elevation to the top of the building, right? That means angle of elevation, this is this right here. This is the angle of elevation because it means from flat up to the angle that aims at the top of the building. This right here is the top of the building, right? And that's what they're saying. The angle of elevation to the top of the building. That means like if you're standing over here on the ground, right, flat ground, and you aim up. They have instruments that do that until you can just see the top of the building. That angle, how far up is that angle from flat? That's called angle of elevation, and it's 4 degrees. So if you know that's a 4-degree angle of elevation, and you're standing 1.7 miles from the building, 1.7 miles from the base of the building, find the height of the building. So over here, H, that's the height of the building. How can we do that? Well, it's going to be some kind of trig function, isn't it? Let's think about the trig functions. Remember SOHCAHTOA, right? That's in the notes. So if this is our angle here, this side right here is the opposite from the 4-degree angle. This is the hypotenuse because this is our right angle. Didn't do that very well. This is our right angle. This is across from the right angle. So that means this side down here must be the adjacent. Is that making sense? I took the 4-degree angle. This side over here is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. That leaves this is the adjacent. Okay, so what? Well, which two sides am I focused on here? I need to find the height, that's opposite. And I've been given the adjacent of 1.7 miles. I'm not going to use the hypotenuse at all. Why? I don't know the hypotenuse, and they're not asking me for the hypotenuse. So I don't care about the hypotenuse at all on this problem. I care about the height because that's what they're asking me for, right? Find the height. And they gave me the adjacent. So I'm going to say I need a trig function using using opposite and adjacent. Which trig function uses opposite and adjacent? Sine. Gonna grab sine. So let's grab sine, bring it on down. That means the sine of 4 degrees is h over 1.7 because why? That's opposite over adjacent, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. No. Tangent. What am I doing? That's craziness. I'm just being completely crazy. Sine's opposite over hypotenuse. This is be tangent. I'm just kidding. All right, grab tangent, try again. In fact, let me just change the colors. Pretend that never happened. All right, tangent, bring it on down. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Tangent of 4 degrees is h over 1.7. That's opposite over adjacent. There we go. Not sine. Sine has hypotenuse. All right, there we go. So now we need to solve that for h. How do we do it? Multiply both. So whenever we have a denominator, we multiply both sides by that denominator over 1. So it cross cancels. And so we get 1.7 times tangent of 4 degrees equals h. So hit the buttons on your calculator. Now that's going to be in miles. It's all right. We'll get that first. 1.7 times. Make sure you're in degree mode. Check your calculator. It's 4 degrees. So I'm getting 0.118875 is h. But again, that's miles. I got to convert that to feet. That's miles. Okay, on my calculator. So I take that 0.11887, use a bunch of decimals, miles. We got to convert to feet. How do you convert? We've learned how to convert. You put this over 1 times. Remember, it's always about what you want to get rid of. I'm going to put miles down here because I want to get rid of miles. What I'm going to go to up here, feet. What's the connection right here? 1 mile is 5,280 feet. 1 mile, 5,280 feet. So I just need to multiply this number times 5280 on my calculator. And I get, having done that, 627.663. They want 1 decimal place. So I'll just make it 627.7, right? Because you cut it right there, 1 decimal place. This 6 tells you to round that 6 up to 7. 627.7, 627.7 feet away, feet high. So you know how high that building is. It's 627.7 feet high. So again, how did we do it? Just drew that picture. Height was opposite. This was adjacent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Solve for h, and we had to multiply by 5280 at the end because they wanted us to convert to feet. And there we go.